Welcome back to the Daily Rundown. I've been rejoined by Stephen Armstrong and AJ Hill because it's that time of the evening where I open the floor to my guests and they're going to tell us what their something to say is for the evening. This could be something that's caught their attention, something they want to get off their chest, something anecdotal. Who wants to go first, gentlemen?
I will go first.
Okay. Guy, you really twisted your arm there, Steve.
Yes, as I said before, this weekend has been an Easter of resurrection for me. What I want to talk about is the ridiculousness of chemists not being open on Easter Sunday. I am a member of
24/7.
I'm a member of a 24/7 nation. I'm also a member of the citalopram nation. So citalopram. Oh. It's a medication for people who have, let's say, wonky heads. I have suffered with anxiety and depression for a number of years, and I have with citalopram, and obviously not to take it too deep, but it's just for me. I found that I needed my prescription fill-in and there was nowhere open on a Sunday, and I want to extend this not opening to the ridiculous, protracted way that you have to get a prescription from the doctors. I can't do it on the phone, I have to go in person. Then wait 48 hours to go back and get medication that I've been having for years and years and years. It just seems that it should be easier. I mean, I'm not suggesting that you should be able to go into a doctor's and go, "Hi, I want 40 milligrams of citalopram." But I think that it seems to be ridiculously difficult to not only get a prescription, but also to get an appointment nowadays. To get an appointment with my doctors, I have to phone up at 8 o'clock. Then I have to wait and see whether they're going to phone me back by midday to tell me whether I can have an appointment.
On that day?
On that day as well. And then they phone back and say...
I've got a similar... it's not the standard, but I have a similar experience with my GPs as well. Yeah, and they sort of say, well, we've got an appointment next Thursday. And you think, well, I'm either going to be better or dead by next Thursday. Well, you know, because I only deal in extremes. Okay. I don't deal in anywhere in between. But no, I just think for me, I think it should be... I'm okay with you know, having procedures in place, but it seems to be that there are barriers put in place to see your own doctor nowadays and to get your medication. I think it should be easier for people to do that.
Are the barriers not just more patients though? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there is, but also I don't understand this. You know, if I have a repeat prescription, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to phone up and say, you know, that thing I've been getting for the last 10 years, can you refill it?
Yeah.
You know, it seems, you know, I understand that procedures need to be put in place. I just think that there should be more help out there.
Well, it is a Christian holiday, and Jesus recovered from death without medical intervention.
Yeah, but I mean, I may be an only child from a single parent family, but I'm not quite that messianic that I think that I am the new.
Do you think?
You know,
now, I'm not playing it down anyway, but do you think that? I don't know, when you wake up on Easter Sunday and you go, oh, I didn't fill my prescription, I might go down to the chemist.
No,
admittedly. When all the chemists were open on Saturday.
Yes, I must admit, I mean, this rant should basically be directed at myself. Because I had my prescription on Friday. I could have gone on Saturday, but I didn't. And I decided that chemists will be open on Sunday. So what I should basically, my something to say should be how much of an idiot I am. And that essentially I look up to people who take selfies with people on planes, and they make me look an intellectual trump.
What's the other option though? The emergency clinic, or is it
the emergency clinic? Yeah.
If you desperately need it.
If you desperately needed it,
but who wants to sit in an emergency clinic on Easter Sunday when there's all those eggs to be eaten?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing was that my partner was away, and I didn't get my Easter eggs until Monday. So
that was the real problem, wasn't it? You were just raging.
Well, again, I can only look at myself because I had
chocolate. I'd have been okay.
Well, yeah, but again, you see, that just smacks of it smacks of if it wasn't the days where I was wonky headed, then I wouldn't be all right. But yeah, I think basically my something to say should just be how much of an idiot I am every time I'm on.
Was everything opened again on Monday though?
Everything was open again on Monday, and I am medically safe. Which is all we can hope for.
Thanks very much, Stephen. Thank you for that. AJ, what's your something to say this evening?
Right, I want to talk about the academisation of schools, which is planned.
So yes.
Basically, what our lovely, glorious government has got planned is they want to academise all our schools, whether they're failing or not. The previous policy was if they're failing, they might need help, so we'll academise them. And we were wondering whether anybody could be as hated in the academic circles as Frogman Michael Gove. But enter Thicky Nicky Morgan, who can and is hated. She went on Mumsnet recently. Now, a deputy head called Tim Paramore went on Mumsnet as a guest poster, and he posted about why academisation is bad, and he had 88 comments after that, after a short article, which was largely a question and response interaction between him and the readers of that article. Nicky Morgan then, in response to Mr. Paramore's article, went and posted something on Mumsnet about why academisation is a great thing for our future country and our children's future, with a link to a video that didn't work. And she had 999 comments in response to her post, which she didn't interact with any of those after she posted. She just posted that and she was gone. Yeah, just dropped that bomb and she left. And the vast majority, and I mean like 99% of those responses were from parents, yummy mummies, just saying, you're bad, you're ridiculous, this is completely stupid, you're selling out our children's future and you don't even care, you're not even listening to teachers, and you should just go away, Nicky Morgan, and leave it to the experts, effectively. Now, there was an article in The Guardian on my birthday, the 3rd of October last year.
Just a little plug for your birthday.
Yeah, just in case anybody wants to get me any presents, folks. Yeah.
Mine's the 8th of December, everybody.
There we go. But 53% of teachers at that stage were thinking of leaving the profession within the next few years. That's 53% at that time.
Wow.
Now, obviously, only 2 or 3 years ago, the national curriculum had a massive overhaul, and effectively with academisation, is putting our schools away from local authorities and in the control of private trusts set up, and the national curriculum doesn't apply. So this national curriculum that our own government set up only 2 years ago is being shredded and ripped up and saying that no longer is an issue. Nice. So basically, I've thought of a way that we can get around, well, not get around this, but basically what's happening is it's going to be muck job from now on. So we're just going to teach kids how to get, service jobs, no steel jobs because they've all gone, but, service jobs and things like that. So what we need to do at Manchester is obviously...
And the world.
Well, yeah, and the world, but think about it. Here in Manchester, we have a great tradition, a great socialist tradition, because Marx and Engels worked in Manchester. That's where they did their research in the main, and they came up with their Capital and all these wonderful books about how society can be better. As there is no longer going to be a national curriculum, I think we should all set up our own trust and basically teach our kids about socialism. Glorious, glorious socialism.
I think we're a nation of shipbuilders as well. So we should treat them. We should start. We should start. We should have an academy with shipbuilders. So we should have we should have like an academy, something to do with the shipbuilding academy, and we should teach these children that they can be amongst the best. So we should have like maybe a Star Fleet Academy. Maybe a Star Fleet Academy we could create, and then we could maybe we could go boldly. I think maybe we should go boldly. I think that's an idea.
Well, to my mind, like academisation basically teaches kids one thing. It teaches them that our main priorities is neoliberalism, a free market economy. They're taking public assets and putting them in the hands of private individuals who are out of our sort of like scrutiny or control, and that's bad because they've already had evidence that there's an increase in fraud in the education system, financial fraud in the education system in these trusts. One that was lauded recently has been implicated in this, which is shocking. So I think that we should teach our children, who are the future, that effectively what it is.
Whitney Houston lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, you got to try, but I think we should teach them that actually we need to work together as a collective to build a better future. I think that we should use free market economics against itself.
I think,
Viva la revolution.
I think in a nation where we are still producing bands that think it is grammatically correct to say, hey, teacher, we don't need no education. Maybe we should teach them literacy. Never mind neoliberalism. We should teach them literacy. And
if that song was out now, be on tech speak.
It would. They would be. There would be
that was the ultimate. That was the height. That was as much as we could hope for, Stephen.
Wow, the pinnacle that was Pink Floyd.
I don't want to live in a society though where mathematics and literacy are the only two things that are important to teach our kids. I think that the creative arts, like music, and being able to say, do you know what, I'm gonna smash the grammatical system and come up with something new to make it sound nice to the ear. You know, I think that's something that we should encourage our children.
These what are they called? Stein schools. You know the ones I mean. They're this type of thing. Creative schools for kids where they don't go.
Yeah,
they exist.
We need them. We need. Well, I think
you want
we
them academised.
But no.
Just to shout up for the mathematicians, the golden rule in mathematics does go through art itself. Maths, you know, is the building blocks of words.
Don't get me wrong. I love maths, but it took me 4 attempts to pass my maths GCSE, so I'm not the most numerically literate
You're the other
individual.
side of the brain. That's why.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right side of the brain is something like this. Guys, thank you very much for some things to say. Thanks for sharing that with us. We're going to go for our last break of the evening now, so don't go away. When we come back, we're going to look at the slightly more unusual stories of the day. See you soon.